Yesterday, it was announced that the DC Kingpin, the one who brought the hustle game to DC, had died at 60 years old. He had just been released from a 35-year sentence. And before I give my take on this man, Rayful Edmond, I want to read the piece that Fox 5 released in DC because the piece is interesting. And I just want to read it to y'all, man. Let's get on into it, man. For real. What I do with that? What I do with that? Okay. Here go the piece. Let me read the piece. Rayful Edmond. So, officials have confirmed that notorious drug kingpin Rayful Edmond, the man accused of bringing the crack epidemic to D.C., has died at the age of 60. 60 years old. The Federal Bureau of Prisons confirmed that Edmond died Tuesday. He had been transferred from prison to a halfway house in Nashville at the end of July. Now, it's December, but at the end of July, he had just been released from the 35 years. His cause of death has not been released at this time. Well, we know it was a heart attack. Now, it was a heart attack which he died from. So the piece said, who was Rayful Edmond? Rayful Edmond was an infamous cocaine kingpin who once reigned over Washington, D.C.'s drug trade. He was arrested at the age of 24 and sentenced in federal court in 1990 to life in prison for introducing crack cocaine to D.C., which contributed to the city earning the title of murder capital of the USA. In the 1980s, Edmond was convicted of running a criminal enterprise involving 150 people, ranking in $300 million a year, and being responsible for at least 30 murders. He later received another 30-year sentence for dealing massive amounts of drugs from his cell in Pennsylvania prison cell. After petitioning the court, he was released from federal prison at the end of July after serving more than 3 decades of a life sentence and was remanded to community confinement in Tennessee. Fox 5 spoke with Tyrone Baker, a founding member of the DC-based Organized Alliance of Concerned Men who knew Edmond for years following Edmond's release. He's doing well. He's happy. As you can almost imagine, it's a miracle that he's home, Parker said. Let's give the man a chance, he said. Yes, he did some terrible things, but we're talking about 33 years ago. Let's give him an opportunity, especially if we think he could help us turn this ocean liner of violence around. And he is willing. Who am I to say no? Not me. I'm not saying no. That's what the brother said. So Jason Downs, who was Edmond's attorney for the past 7 years, told Fox 5 back in August that he feels that he has served. And we believe that Mr. Edmond has served and paid his debt to society. I agree. You know, they didn't have no proof that Edmond committed any murders. But they said that the things that he was doing in the streets, the drugs, contributed to a lot of death in D.C. So that's bad, actually. That's real bad. And $300 million a year is, that's a lot of bread. Now, when I look at the pharmaceutical industry, and I look at that man for the United Health Care Center or whatever, getting assassinated as of recently in New York City. And I think about how they contributed to society with the high prices of drugs and the promotion of toxic foods and things that is getting people hurt on a legal level. And I think about me growing up in the projects, me seeing a lot of people die and go to jail for hustling and stuff due to the circumstances that they grew up living. I think that jail, the prison industrial system is some bullshit. I think people need to be helped. I think people need to have access to education, to further their education and be able to do something outside of the streets, because folks are just hustling based upon their circumstances that was created by the United States government. I've listened to a lot of the elders speak when I do my historically speaking content, and they talk about like when you let the slaves free and you didn't create opportunity for the slaves, what you expect the slaves to do? They didn't know what to do. They didn't have no intentions of creating, building. You just let them free. You didn't give them no money, no home, no land, no nothing. What you expect them to do? And I look at the 80s and my era in life or whatever, and people doing all this jail time is just like getting them back into the slavery system on a legal route though, with the drug game. It's foul, man. American system is foul, but I don't think that no man should have to do that much time for trying to provide for his family. When you got these people out here selling these legal pills and things that they consider to be medicine that's actually taking other folks' lives, man. And I just think it's foul. Rest in peace to Rayful Edmond, man. Salute to you. Salute, man. Salute. Inspiration to street niggas worldwide. Real talk.